Okay, so we're gonna try this again. This is my second time trying to film this. But here we go. More scary stories to tell in the dark. The movie comes out today. I really wanted to see it today, to see scary stories to tell in the dark. But I'm kind of under the weather. My throat's kind of okay. My throat hurts, and yesterday I thought I was gonna lose my voice, so I probably shouldn't be reading aloud right now. But the show must go on. And then my fiance is not feeling too great either, so it looks like hopefully we'll be able to see it maybe this weekend. If not this weekend, then at least sometime during the week. But yeah, so scary stories to tell in the dark. Somebody fell from aloft. I had signed on as an ordinary seaman on the Falls of Ettrick, a merchant ship bound for England. The first time I saw the ship, I knew her right away. She was the old Gertrude Spurshoe. I had sailed on her years before when she was painted brown and gold. Now she was painted black and had a new name, but it was the same ship for sure. We had a pretty good crew for the voyage, except for one hard-looking ticket named McLaurin. He was a pretty good seaman, but there was something about him I didn't trust. He was kind of secretive, kept mostly to himself. One day, somebody told him that I had worked on the Gertrude. And for some reason, he got all a tremble about it, and all a tremble over that. Then I catched him giving me all of these ugly black looks, as if he was itching to knife me in the back. I guess it had something to do with the Gertrude, but I didn't know what. Well, this one day, we was trying to work our way through a dripping black fog. You'd scarcely know we had all the lights on, and it was dead calm. There wasn't a breath of fresh air. The ship had just laid there, wallowing in the throat, a-rollin' and a-rollin', going nowhere. I was standing my watch around midship, and McLaurin was doing his trick at the wheel. The rest of the crew was scattered around one place and another. It was as quiet as could be. Then all at once, wacko! This thing hits the deck right in front of McLaurin. He gets a good screech that churns my blood cold, and he falls down in a faint. The second mate starts yelling that somebody has fallen from aloft. Laying out there just forward of the wheel was somebody or something dressed in oilskins with blood oozing out from underneath. The captain ran and fetched a big light from his cabin so we could see who it was. They kind of stretched him out to get a good look at his face. He was a big, ugly-looking devil, but nobody knew who he was or what he was doing up there. At least, no one was saying. When McLaurin came to from his faint, they tried to get something out of him. All he did was jabber away and keep rolling those big, wild-looking eyes of his. Everybody was getting more and more excited. We all wanted to heave the body overboard as quick as we could. There was something weird about it, as if it wasn't real. But the captain wasn't so sure about getting rid of it that way. Could it be a stowaway, he asked. But the ship was so filled with lumber we were carrying, there was no space for a living thing could ride for 3 weeks, which is how long we had been out, even if it was a stowaway. What was it doing aloft on such a dirty day? There was no reason for anybody to be up there. There was nothing to see. Finally, the captain gave up and told us to heave him overboard. Then nobody would touch him. The mate ordered us to pick him up, but nobody made a move. Then he tried coaxing, but that didn't do any good. Suddenly, that loony McLaurin starts yelling, "I handled him once. I can handle him again." He picks up the body and staggers over to the railing with it. He is just about to throw it overboard when it wraps its two big, long arms around him, and over they go together. Then on the way down, one of them starts laughing this horrible laugh. Oh, okay, so that's what this picture is. Has his arms around him. Spooky. The mate was yelling to launch a boat, but nobody could get into a boat, not on a night like this. We threw a couple of life preservers after them, but everybody knew they wouldn't help. So that was that. Or was it? The first chance I had to go home after that, I went right over to see old Captain Serpshoe, who was captain when the Gertrude was around. Well, he says, one trip these two outlandish men shipped aboard the Gertrude. One was McLaurin, the other was a really big fella. The big one was always picking on McLaurin and thumping him around. And McLaurin was always talking about how he would get back at him. Well, this wet, dirty night, the two of them was up there alone, and the big one came flying down. Killed himself deader a herring. McLaurin says the foot rope they was using parted and how he almost fell himself. But nobody who saw that rope knew she didn't give away on her. But everybody who saw that rope knew she didn't give away on her own. She had been cut through with a knife. After that, whenever we came into port, McLaurin thought we was going to get the police after him. He'd get pretty scared. Excuse me. But we couldn't prove anything, so we didn't try. In the end, I guess, the big fella took care of things his own way. If he was a ghost that came back, that's what he was. If there be things like ghosts. Nice. Spooky. So, that is it for our story of revenge. And I will see you guys next time for the next story.